Founded over 30 years ago, Gillespie Group is a full-service residential and commercial real estate firm based in Lansing, Michigan. With an eye to the future, Gillespie Group is fueled by strategic development with a passion to find creative solutions for real estate development needs. Known for the ability to visualize new energetic spaces that breathe life into spaces and community, Gillespie continues to use its resources to initiate the transformation within the communities it works in. Learn more at gillespie-group.com. All right, welcome to the Conversations from Mackinac series of Michigan Reimagined with Chris Buck, live from the Grand Hotel at the 2026 Policy Conference. This special session is sponsored generously by Triterra and the Gillespie Group. Right now, we get to introduce Tim Boring, the Director for the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, more commonly known as MDARD.
That's right.
We welcome you to the show. Thanks for coming, Tim.
Thanks so much. Great to be here.
Absolutely. So MDARD, Agriculture, Rural Development. Talk a little bit about what your mission is.
Well, it's a little bit more than cows and corn. It's certainly that, right? Well, when we talk about agriculture, that's what people might be immediately familiar with, right? Yep. It's in planting season right now, so certainly that I think a lot of those freshly tilled fields are what people often think of. And so our department covers a lot of that kind of work, right? We're deep into economic development of agriculture across the state here, all the different specialty crops that we uniquely grow here in Michigan. But we're also out in nurseries and things like this, right? Inspecting plants for invasive species. We're covering a lot of the regulatory work. We work closely with veterinarians all across the state here. Okay. We have a strong weights and measures program here and consumer protection within our department. So when you get gas, you'll see that the verification of the quantity of gas you're purchasing is within our department as well. So we cover a lot of different territory within the state of Michigan here. We're known as one of the quality of life agencies in Michigan, and so I struggle to have a better definition of what we do. We're a department that just so uniquely touches the lives of people all across the state. Everybody eats, everybody interfaces with some of the little piece that our department contributes to greater quality of life for the people here in Michigan.
Got it. Okay. So now, the recent news that I've read, which was why I'm excited to have you on here, I guess, is the Farm to Family program and specifically the Good Food for Michigan project.
Absolutely.
Talk to me a little bit about what that is and why it's important.
Well, we've taken on a little bit more food programming here in the last year or two in our department. We see that as a real source of opportunity for farmers. There are plenty of challenging economic conditions out there on farms today, and so it's been a mission of ours to increase market potential for the crops that we grow here in Michigan. Michigan continues to be a state that can uniquely grow things in comparison to a lot of other states. So continuing to build market demand, market potential for farms to add more crops to their portfolio, to expand diversification, that's a real priority for us. But at the same time, when we go out and around and talk to people, right, there's the continuing concerns around healthiness of people, healthiness of communities, healthiness of these rural economies.
Yep.
Food's a real path for us to make a play on that. So we've really prioritized getting out, talking to communities, talking to farmers. What are the things that we could be doing to augment existing relationships, existing systems that are occurring? Where are some of the holes? We've recently announced some of our work around a Last Food Mile grant program within our food work here, meeting some of this need for distribution and transportation of products all across Michigan. That anybody who's fueled up lately certainly knows that the transportation is expensive.
Yep.
It has been for a while, and also more so now. So we're working to meet some of these needs, right? A grant program that's helping provide refrigerated delivery for small and medium-sized beginning businesses across the state. We're also working on institutional procurement of knocking down some of these barriers that are known to exist and that have existed for some time. But how are we easing the pathways for schools, hospitals, colleges to be buying local fruits and vegetables, local meat products, for instance? Yep. We've made over time investments in schools, right, to less scratch cooking, more readily or more pre-prepared foods. There's an opportunity there, right, to feed kids in a healthier way, to be building a market pull-through so that we're creating economic opportunities for farms in a regional area to be meeting those kinds of needs. So it's it's a source of opportunity for farms, and at the same time hitting on a lot of the needs that we continue to hear at places like the Mackinac Policy Conference around the challenges we have as a state.
Got it. Headquartered in Lansing, Triterra has been creating healthier communities throughout Michigan since 2008. Their expertise in brownfield development, environmental consulting, and natural resource management needs provides practical solutions for developers, property owners, and governmental entities. For responsive service tailored to your best interests, call the Triterra team at 517-702-0470 or visit triterra.us. Now, I read about Chippewa, is it Loose? Mackinac Community Action?
That's right.
Agency that you were able to secure funding for them to get local food to them in particular?
Yes, we're continuing to build out a number of these pilot projects, right?
Yep.
And I think that's a compelling narrative here about how you embark upon these long-term pathways of more institutional change. So that's a really important project for us of how we partner with communities, fill some of these needs, continue to knock down some of these barriers that we've seen time and again. But importantly, right, take a small instance here, build some success, demonstrate the return on investment, and that becomes more fulfilling, longer-term pathways of how we're building stronger regional food systems in the state.
It's critical. I mean, food systems, and the health of our population, there's really not anything that could be more important than that. I mean, the ability for our children to be able to learn because they're well nourished, to be in shape, to have longevity. I mean, that it's so important. It's
that fundamental, work that's critical for long-term success here. In a place like Mackinac, right, we're going to have a lot of conversations about these big issues that we have as a state, right? That the future of our rural economies, the education that we've got going on here in the state, the fact that the American dream isn't possible for as many people today as it might have been a generation ago, and so that's really the lens in which we're viewing a lot of our work, that agriculture has got some really unique solutions for a lot of these issues that are really fundamental to quality of life here in Michigan.
Wonderful. How can people follow along with your story?
We've got a lot of material that goes out on our social media. We've got a lot of press that goes out talking about the impact of some of this work, and that's really, I think, an important piece for us too, is to be telling that story, to be talking about these ramifications, building out in real ways of what kind of further investments in these areas mean for people here. So find us on all your social media outlets here, and continuing to interface with us. We're always here to listen to people. We get a lot of good ideas from out there interacting, whether it's just social media or the fact that we're face-to-face out there and making that a priority here. So really encourage folks to let us know what's working, let us know areas that we can continue to build on. Right on. And it is a bit of a mouthful, so the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, or MDARD. So if you want to load that into your search engines, you'll find them. You'll come running. I mean, it's amazing the volume of work that you do and the lives that you touch and the importance of that. But in my opinion, as just a person in the economic development ecosystem, you're just a little undersung. Like, I want to fan the flames of the work that you're doing. I don't think enough people, and maybe because I live in an urban setting, I don't hear as much about MDARD, but you're doing phenomenal work. We're grateful for the contributions that you and your team make. I know you run a large amount of people over a very large territory, and so thank you for your contributions. Absolutely. We've been speaking with Tim Boring, the director of MDARD. Appreciate you coming. This is Chris Buck from Michigan Reimagined, signing off from Mackinac Policy Conference.